But we're over to next day, 9th November. Fish picks me, we switch cars, then we go to Nick and something. But I had ordered Frenchmaid. Now these guys messed me up because first of all, they told me order in advance for the pies and the croissants. So I ordered in advance. So Fish picks me with Nick and then we switch cars, get in the Merc. Those buttons reminded me, the handrest, all these little knobs and things. I was like, oh, such a lovely car, and they still have it. Oh yeah, and the Fagya. Who remembers the Fagyas with the tire? I used to use those Fagya sticks in a big pen and use it as a catapult to shoot at people. And as we were going to Carney, you know the highway, those birds. What are those big birds opposite Nakumat Mega on the trees? Anyway, big birds, get to Carney. We have chicken wings for the garlic sauce. Because the wings were okay. It's the garlic sauce, which is awesome. And someone reminded me of the kebab hot dog or something. And we have a dawa. I managed to get a dawa stick. So we had that, look at the playgrounds and all that. Also, another memory was that majestic roundabout in Westlands, which has turned into, it's not a roundabout anymore, but the tree is still there, the majestic tree. Purvi House, where I used to get my photos developed. Guana, where we used to party, watch football, have this plate of nachos. I think Nikki introduced me to those nachos. Amazing ass nachos. And at Carney, Seju even got me some buyas to chew. I wanted to find one of those ice cream guys who has that little box they roll around, the trolley one. And Fish knew somewhere, so he took us to industrial area, which always reminds me of Kirit Uncle and Print Fast because I used to see him nearly every day. Like our businesses did work together. So finally see that ice cream guy. And just as we carry on, we see Nemu passing this way. So we hoot, Nemu follows us, we catch up with him. We pick up this car called Chusinder because it chuswas the fuel all the time. And then we go to town for a roundy. Go to the highway is blocked, so we have to go inside that road before Parliament. And there's traffic, so I get to see things around. And I spot this tree. Do you remember Kiambu? First hole of Kiambu. Before you swing, there's a tree up there. And that tree had this fruit. I don't think it's edible, but it had something which looked like Vittoria. Orange things inside it. We head over to Snow Cream and there's a preacher just on the mic as per usual, shouting away Jesus stuff while we look for parking. Get to Snow Cream, order the stuff. It's not the same. I told them, because they were making a fresh chocolate dip for me, I'm like, no, I want the one in the fridge. I want the soggy old one because I like that soft. But they've changed the waffle. They've changed it to a waffle cone, which is coated with chocolate inside. That doesn't hit the spot, man. And then the wall, still old school. Like the pictures behind, old school. What was it? That Madonna looking person and all that. They just didn't have the jukebox over there. But on the wall, there was that Bonvita. Havalin? No, Havalin is like a car engine oil. Horlicks, drinking chocolate, all these different things on the wall, the paintings. And then we passed Givenchy Gardens, which has become so busy. Before we used to avoid it because of all the robberies and things. All the chicken joints near Givenchy Gardens all closed. So we go around about, and the only big brother left which I needed to see was Sippy. So he had come back. And I'm like, wherever you are, I'm coming to find you. Go pay respects to Big Brother Sippy. Spent a lot of nights with him playing chokri. And I really miss playing chokri, man. So immediately, Sari card, immediately. Now it's time for me to get home because my body is shutting down. And my social battery needs a recharge. So I do what I usually do. Vivek has dumbbells, get some workouts in, make sure everything goes in the right places, and just chill. My neighbor, her sister, they're old people. The sister tripped on the dishwasher and got herself stabbed in the groin. That's some crazy business. I was a nurse and she was taking care of guys next door. It was like mayhem. Now, because I was giving my body a break from everything, when Krupa ordered her chicken kiev from Rosina's, I had a really tiny piece. Shout out to Mahmood, who used to be Pizza Corner. His original restaurant was Lavarini's, where I fell in love with chicken kiev and the steamed spinach. So they ate all that. And then there was so much butter left. And I'm like, there's no way I'm wasting all that garlic butter. So I had a few chips. Slurpy derp. Now I plan to sleep early, but every time we gather in the kitchen, start talking, chatting, Sukrupa, me and Vivek, chatting away. 3 hours go by. And my head is still throbbing from last night's shenanigans. Java juice is not something you take lightly, eh? Over to the next day, 10th November. Yeah, I've got a giant heartbeat on my eye. Now Tej has learned how to type and use that audio function in the WhatsApp. So he's typing Papa and Tej and sending me cute little audios and stuff.
I love you. Miss you. I did take my bath. Bonjour, Papa. J'aime I had a good snap. Hello, Papa. I had a good snap. What are you doing? Papa, where you are?
Head over next door to Nila Auntie's and have chana, lapsi, mutia, dahi, sesame halwa, bundino ladu, my favorite ladus, papar, and something called sutafari. Enjoyed all that. I didn't know you can mix lapsi and chana because it's sweet and savory. I personally don't like mix. That's how they ate it. Viv drops me over to the other place, the other main shack, to catch up with the Intel crew. Barrles and buttocks, whatever it was. Catch up with the whole crew. Bubbly and Dave were there. They just got married, so catch up with them. And then everyone starts trickling in. Vandana, man. Vanda still has that contagious laugh. Gatla still has that energy. Crazy man. And Mehul keeps killing off people. So someone died. Nabila keeps dying. And then I try a Smirnoff Ice Black because Vanda was having one. So quick update. I thought I'd just show you that Kaunda suit I got, the extra brown one. And after the first wash, white lines and stuff. Brown, isn't it? Anyway, back to the Intel meetup thing. And you know, there was this pub near Pavement. I was trying to remember the name, and then Dipan reminded me of the place's name. It was called Ghetto Pub. Very like fluorescent in the walls, like orange and greens and things. And we used to do our graffiti, so we used to do a lot of signs and things in there. And then Vandana reminds me of scones and soda. Remember the softness, and then you could peel layers of that yellow little buns of bread. Lisa last minute couldn't make it, and I'm like, man, Foxy Brown. This is part of the video where I remind you about your health. Mehul had a really good idea. You know, after his operation, he's like, okay, I made a deal with myself. I'll only have drinks twice in a month. And I'm like, that's such a good idea, because that's the deal you can make with yourself to do healthier things. Go for your workouts. Whatever you do, just remember, move oxygen, push the blood, and raise that heartbeat. Whether it's exercise, cardio, weights, whatever you do, just try and stick to those. Make a deal with yourself. Cousin Saga comes to pick me up. We are going for our next session, but say hello to Hethel's bro, Shahil, Pritesh Dharmini, Sachin Verma, Nirav, and another guy, one of those other guys. We go pick Darshit and head over to Hashmi's. So huge, it's become big. This night was like a night of gluttony, like proper meat. Big platter of meat, so there was like chicken drumsticks, chicken kebab, lamb kebab, mushkaki, poutine chicken, fish poutine, chapo, kulfi, faluda, and then their shit brings up things like faki and fatakri. Which one was the powdery one, the one that makes your tongue rubby and all that? Walk around this building, see more like prayer rooms, there's a food court, drop their shit and then stay at Saga's, because the next day is 11/11 and I'm going to Alphanitz. The few times I did hang in Alphanitz, I just remember the Arad Daar and playing this game called Load Runner. So that was back in the day. This time when we went, after it was raining like crazy, so lots of puddles, lots of things, and we dropped the kids at the school in Ruiru before going to Alphanitz. Because of the rain, we see all these vanya, you know, the rain ants. I don't know the proper name for it, but the locals used to bag them and eat them. I don't know if they ate them raw or fried them or what. I go around, look at the tour, look at all the stuff they have. They do the stitching, knitting or whatever. Pick out some colors for shukas. For myself, Tej and Bhavna, 3 different colors, but still matchy. I just look at all these old school things. Do you remember Grundig? It used to be this furniture, either with your radio in it, your TVs in it, and really nice retro old school. So they have all these retro things. And then Bigwig racing car, and I had helped Nivan find it in the house a few days back, and now we are looking for the battery so he can use that. Go see the weaving side, and then I make my way back to Nairobi. Just as I leave, I see these, you know, those trucks posing like Instagram ladies. Look at me, Optimus Prime on Instagram. And I finally offload the second Java juice to one of the drivers. I'm like, listen man, I don't want to deal with this. Get back to Vivek's house. He had made some sweet wings. They had come out nice. I'm not a big fan of sweet and savory mix, but those were pretty good. So after a very long rest, I end up here at Rosina's and I'm early. While I'm waiting, I think she's the manager there, Mubina. Very friendly. Now we order all our stuff. Chicken Kiev. Drushil can always do chuza. Rajubai did a mushroom chicken steak thing. Karishma was having paneer and chapos and things. So Mubina, the manager, I think she tried to push at least 3 dishes, like testing out dishes on us. That crumb paneer bites, those were really good. I think the chicken steak was the other one. And this kulfi pudding is really good because the biscuits break up the ice cream and all these other things. But like she was so friendly at some point, I was like, I wanted to pull a chair for her. Savan and cousin Saga both recommended the pepper wings. Those were really good. Highly recommend pepper wings from Rosina's and that new paneer dish. Everything was highly irritated this now. Like, there's just too much. So I go home, have to enjoy some more Eno. Just as I was about to drop in food coma, Nila auntie and Betul uncle had come back home. So they're like, why don't you stay with us tonight? And I'm like, okay, I'll stay with you guys. Another nice hard pillow and mattress. Over to next day, 12th November. You know this game, we have this marble game with jumping. Brother uncle and them, they have very interesting one with insect. I really like that. Brother uncle loses his pills, finds them under the plate, we eat. And then he takes me to Two Rivers, which was past village. I'm surprised people didn't talk about this more often. Like, such a nice place to hang out. And he took me curio shopping. Get back to Westlands, to Felix, and try and look for that Matatu curio or the toy for Tej, but I couldn't find it, so I got him a safari one instead. Brother uncle takes me to his shoe shop, he shows me that. Over to Unga House, chill at Vintage. Next is Serju. Now we were supposed to go to get one last cuisine at Stavrose, but we changed minds. He thinks of Shamura's. I've never been to Shamura's. I'm glad he took me because we had a chicken, that was really good. I really enjoyed that chicken. The chapatis keep coming until you tell the guy to stop. I remember I forgot to take a picture of the Askari house because that house, or the Askaris, every time I saw that at night, back in my clubbing days, I used to be the kid who had the supplies for things people wanted. And if I ever ran out, in Nagara, there was this special road where I always used to go to those Askaris to ask them for any stock, if you know what I mean. Say farewell to nephew Neil, cousin Serju. But I'd see them over the next few days again anyway. So HN keeps calling because we're trying to organize they're having a coffee the next morning. You just see so many monkeys everywhere. There's so many more monkeys these days because of the deforestation and just development. Over to Kabete Jr. with my cuz and nephew Dilan. Dilan's goes for his swimming session. I chill with Vivek. And then we go to Chandarana and I have a toffin chalk. I think this time round, I really liked the toffin chalk more than the banana chalk stick. Get back home, play with the kids in the garden, chill with Rian and pull avocados and then take pictures of these trees with the whitish bark. In school we used to press the stuff and the fluffy stuff comes out of the trees or the seeds or whatever you call those. And we kept hearing these really strange sirens. I was told it's some kind of escort. Not sure what siren that is. Once again, I get an email from Indigo. Flight details have changed. It's getting scary, man. These guys. Luckily, it's just a difference of 5 to 15 minutes, so it wasn't too stressful. I'm supposed to meet nephews Savan and Ronak again for the night session. I get my Bolt. This guy was zooming to try and get me through, and at some point we nearly went off a cliff because this map, so the road ends there but the map says keep going, so he was constantly looking at the line. Luckily we missed that cliff. Go back, get dropped at Azalea house and catch up with Savan, Ronak, Mamta, Dee wasn't there, Avni was there. And we have some chapos, some hara kebabs. The kebabs, they were like hard on the outside but really tasty inside. Chapos were okay. Kebabs, lamb and chicken kebabs were really good. I had a chocolate dip there which I wasn't too impressed with. There's all these old school radio songs. You know, Cisco, Dance For Me or something. Not the usual hits. Over to 13th November. I chill with Nila auntie and Brathul uncle before Nila auntie shows me how to make Arad Nidar. I missed the coffee catch up with HN Doka and I think he said bread and Pritesh Doshi or something. Chill with Rian, hang out in a beautiful garden. These kids are just so cute, especially Dilan. He's like this non-stop bumper car, just ready to jump on things and jump. At his age, is like jumping from height. One thing I observed is active listening is a very rare thing. Maybe it's a thing I learned in Australia because even in UK I don't think I learned about active listening. But there were so many threads of conversations which never closed the loop, and my OCD was really getting to me because I'm like, let's finish this conversation before. But you start a conversation, halfway through another question, and so you're like, so many threads of conversations have been left like orphans over there. Nobody's adopting them. Finally, we planned my main pickup of Frenchmaid, even after confirming a few days before they were 1 hour late. So I pick up Frenchmaid, and finally, after going through all these shops, finally see Ruchi. She was in a mask, but I finally got her. I'm like, yes! This lady is so important. I think it was just one question or one statement she threw at me at the club, which just made me rethink the way I was living, the way I was clubbing, the behaviors I was doing. After picking up Frenchmaid, croissants and strawberry pie, I go hunting for Malindi halwa because I want to bring that here. So Bhagwanji don't do ingredients on the packaging and they don't seal it properly. So we went to some other place called Royal Snacks, and then Vivek's like, why don't you guys seal it one more time? Just to be safe, so got it sealed again. I get to vintage liqueurs, open up my croissants. I'm so excited to eat them, and just from the edge I could tell there's just too much greenery in it. Open it, the cheese croissant usually has cheese chunks, green peppers, that's the sauce, pepper, and maybe a few dhania. This thing was just dhania'd out, both of them, the chicken and the cheese. It kind of hit the spot, but that dhania stuff and just the chunks of the meat or the cheese wasn't in there. So that part didn't hit the textures didn't hit the spot. The strawberry tart, I have it, and it doesn't taste the same like that cream. Very thick. It's not the soft, nice, light, fresh cream. The only thing that hasn't changed in all these recipes must be like the strawberries. The amount of dhanias they added in the croissant and the cheese one and chicken one, I'm surprised they didn't put any in the strawberry tart. Now, there's this funny story. Brother's wife from Canada and some other guy who had come visiting. Everywhere you go, you see the sign Mbwa Kali. So there's like, this Mbwa Kali person owns quite a bit of property. Go see Vinanti and Poonam again. I think this is one of the last times we see them. Brother uncle takes me back home. I start packing. Everyone's calling to say goodbye and stuff. I am feeling so grateful. Like all of my cups have been filled to the brim, to the rafters. Connections and I'm just feeling so much love. And my nose, by now, everything's just bunged up. My throat starts doing the same thing, then just play with the kids again until Nick comes and picks me up to go see Shoti and Pudge one last time. So we go hang with them. Nick has this really funny story about Chowpati because the number, just one digit is off, and people for calling Chowpati keep calling him for orders. So sometimes he just takes the order.
One chola bhatura.
Yeah.
Okay. Only that?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Hello?
Yeah.
Address New Irish, Ismaila Place, house number 28.
Okay.
Next to you only.
Okay, fine.
Okay, thank you.
But listen, when you asked me, is this Chowpati? I said no.
Eat some mogoni kachri, ramen, and it's over to home again. I'm feeling hot, I'm feeling sick, I'm feeling bothered, can't sleep. We're over to 14th November now. Wake up, go next door, just cling to Nila auntie and brother uncle for as long as I can. Get another email from Indigo saying plans have changed again. There was a smell last night when I came back home. Vivek and Krupa were having this really lovely smelling garlic chili pasta thing. So I tried some in the morning and I was like, oh. Now I go with Vivek to Unga house and he's like, look, you still have Stavrose on your list. It's one of the last few things. Let's get it checked off. So walk to Stavrose and have a chicken Kiev, chicken poutine. Both of them hit the spot. Chicken Kiev not so much because it was filled to the brim with garlic butter. So Rosina's was much better, but still, chicken Kiev is chicken Kiev. These first world places, they don't do it as well. Meet Mansoor uncle. Now Mansoor uncle, I was trying to remind him because there was a time I was dating Tezin. I'm like, you don't remember seeing me at your house? I used to be at your house all the time. He's like free Paan, kulfi Paan things. That was so good. That was really good. And he refused to take a picture. He doesn't like taking pictures, so he's like, no, just have a free kulfi Paan instead. And then we walked over back to Unga house. I passed Griffin's College. Now Griffin's College, when I was dating Twinks, I remember picking her from there, and there was this one time, Mom Rukia, she was right there waiting for us, and the eye she gave us. After that, I don't think Twinks went to that college again, or we were just abandoned. It was so funny. Is it Griffins or Graffins? And finally, I had to see my boy PJ. Bolt to Mohinders, catch up with Gulu, Fish, Sejal, PJ. It was so good to see PJ, man. That guy, a very nice guy. I always regretted not having lock-ins with him when he used to invite me in Queensbury when he was in UK. Some guy was marketing some special cola. I really like that flavor because it's Sanchar. But it's those sodas. When you go to India and I tell them, I don't want a soda, you think you're going to get like Coke Fanta or something? They start opening lemons and putting powders and things in the drink. Have some nice, really nice paneer and chapatis, and chill with Sejal, Fish, all these guys one last time. Goodbye calls keep coming in. Osaka keeps asking me for his smartphone, and I'm like, man, I will. Just stop it now. So I'm back home. I take Dilan next door. So he's chilling. We're chilling with Bertul Uncle and Nila Auntie. And over to having langosh. Nila Auntie made langosh. I had some Arad Daar, and then she packed some langosh for me just with lasan chutney. Back to Vivek and Krupa's, and Vivek had got activated charcoal ice cream. That ice cream itself was really nice. It was from Temptations in Amani Plaza, so if anybody wants to have that. Saga calls, he wants to say goodbye one last time. All the kids want to say goodbye, so see them. I changed plans because I was like, instead of Vivek dropping me at 3 in the morning, I go stay with Nick or hang out with them, and then they can drop me at 3 or whatever. So Nick picks me up, and today it was there's Guji Garmi, the muggy heat. So finally it rained and it really poured. Like Nick was hungry for poutine chips, so we end up going there. I wanted a toffin chok, so he takes me to Mombasa Paan house, and that always reminds me of Sippy and Mira, because I used to hang out with Mira a lot, take a lot of pictures with her and Sippy and all these guys. So I just used to hang out with that camera. And then I remembered her, and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't seen her. I thought she was in Dubai. Turns out she had moved back to Kenya. I was feeling so bad because this was one of my girls, one of the people, like, there are people that just make you feel like life is okay. Just talking to them, or that vibe is good. I can't just be sad or stressed around them. So I called her a few days later, and just listening to that laugh, and I was like, oh my god, I missed you so much. Anyway, so Toffin Chalk, next door, Nick has his poutine. I'm really liking those Toffin Chalks more than banana chopstick now. And then get to Nick's apartment after dropping one of the boys, and I cannot believe I've not even seen his full apartment, but I love his the best. It's got this nice entertainment system, all these murtis and the design, the island, the coffee thing where the island is. Oh, the whole setup. Even his bed, the best guest bed I was sleeping in, has a nice shelf which I want to carve into our bed, because you can keep your stuff there and it's safe that way. And some nice hard pillows as always. Have I already said that I'm going to pay good money for anyone who sends me a nice hard pillow? Anyway, wake up 15th November, 3 a.m. and I see a sticker Nick had sorted in remembrance of Vijay with the thumbs. That was very heartwarming. Like, big fish, get dropped to the airport, hugs, journey begins. Now, there were so many African ladies going to Muscat from India, and one of the Guju guys next to me, he asked the ladies in front, how did you find it? And she's like, it was scary. Taking off was scary. Landing off was scary. I had some confusion with the transit exit because I was like 17 hours wait. I have my auntie's langosh with the chicken sheikh kebab. Try to sleep, but lots of noise. Finally, I get those curvy bed things. 16th November, I'm starting to write emails about all the things that have been heavy on my heart and trying to figure things out. People watch, usual introvert stuff. Oh, that 17 hour stopover was the perfect antidote to all the socializing and everything. So my introvert tank is also filled. Now there's that food court. I have this chicken pepperoni pizza, and who do I see? Ricky Chana, still looking as cool as ever, sharp things everywhere, sharp hairstyle, like vanilla ice and all that. I wanted to go and see him, but I couldn't leave all my stuff. But he used to make the moves, he used to have the style, and I really got along with him because of that. Just too cool. I watched this crazy movie called Who Killed Captain Alex? The first Ugandan action-packed movie or whatever, and apparently there's another one called Black Mama or something, but oh my god, this is so funny. It's so cheesy, so tacky, so really badly done, but you have to watch it with the subtitles. By the time I was waiting at the gate, I knocked off really hard, so they had to wake me up and push me into the airplane. My flight has 3 seats empty, so I'm enjoying my flight. As we land in Singapore, I forgot how many ships and just activity going on outside on the shores and the water and all that. Because of the rains, we had to circle around Singapore airport for like 25 minutes or so. Try Popeye's chicken, not very impressed. Take a flight and wake up on the 17th November. Land declaration and all that goes smoothly. 3 McDonald's closed, not working, this, that. So we're like, you know what? Forget it. Let's just go home. I have a nap and then wait for Tej to wake up, play with him. He's very happy to see me. He doesn't want me to unpack, or he's just like, just come and stay with me in my room and play with me and this, that. Some extra things I want to talk about is, please guys, take care of yourselves. You can train yourself. It starts in the mind. Just change your thinking. Like, oh, I just have to have this. Yeah, you just have to have a bit of movement. Small changes, tiny changes, and stick to it. Other things was, I noticed everybody is driving at 40 because of potholes and people are just driving. It's very spiritual. Kenya driving, India driving. It's just about getting that inch in, sticking in your lane or wherever you can find a way and this, that. And the other thing is, like, we were taught that when you drive, you have to be able to see the wheel be in front of you, the wheels. In Kenya, it's like nose to toe, toe to toe, and nose to nose and tail to nose. But finally, first of all, thank you for family, friends, everyone for taking care of me. Like, you guys really took care of me really well, hooked me up with everything I needed. And my brother, uncle and Nila auntie really reminded me of my mom, because I would leave home. By the time I get to work, I'd already get a call from mom. Sukaras, like, what you doing? And that's what my brother, uncle, Nila auntie kept doing. It's like, where are you? What you doing? What you doing? It just felt so nice. It was really good. And yeah, I shall see you in the next few videos. See ya. Let's try it again.